Hey everybody, in this video I want to talk about this USB adapter. It's called the iRangeX wireless simulator, and what this does, it lets you use your radio like a Spectrum or Taranis or a FlySky radio and wirelessly connect to your computer so you can use simulators on your computer for, say, training purposes. Now, for example, on the Taranis and on the FlySky radio, like the i6S that was featured on my channel previously, you can just plug in a USB cable into the transmitter and then have the simulator recognize that transmitter as a USB controller. However, this adapter is actually probably going to be more useful for those people that have Spectrum radios that don't allow your computer to plug into the Spectrum radio via USB to use on a simulator. So in this case, you would just plug in this adapter here, plug this into your computer. It will get automatically recognized by the computer as a USB controller, and then you plug in your receiver into one of these cables here, and I'll talk about that here. Basically, this adapter lets you plug into a receiver that does S-Bus or PPM or PWM, and it automatically can detect whether the signal that you're plugging in for S-Bus or PPM on this particular cable can do an auto detection for that. And if you're using PWM for the 5 other cables here, you can get 6 channels total via PWM. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate how this works. So I've got here a FlySky receiver. It's the FSI-6B, and you can plug this in here via S-Bus here or iBus and PPM over here. So I'm going to plug in here to the top and enable S-Bus. So the program that the adapter comes with here is able to recognize S-Bus signals, but not iBus, which is on the FlySky. So when you go into your FSI-6S, you have to change your mode so that it's outputting an S-Bus signal. So you just change your output mode here, and instead of selecting iBus, you would select S-Bus. Okay, and then you just go ahead and plug in the adapter to your USB port in your computer, and it will power up the receiver. And I already have this receiver bound up to my FlySky FSI-6S, so it's working now. And then on the computer, you want to run the iRangeX program that you can download. There's a link in the product page that I'll put a link in the description for this. You run that, and then you get this window here. And then you want to click the second icon where it says the transmitter, and you want to check to see that the sticks are moving the way they should be. It gives you, for example, that this is the aileron. Make sure that the aileron is actually working for aileron, elevator, and then you have throttle and rudder. Make sure all the channels are working the way you want them to be working. If you find that these are not centered, or the numbers are off, or the gimbals aren't centered here, then you can hit the calibration. You want to move all your sticks around to the minimum and maximum extents, and then hit complete. Put your throttle in the middle, and then hit OK, and that's it. You should be done. So everything should be moving. Just check, make sure everything's moving the way you like it. And at that point, you can then launch your simulator program, whatever it happens to be. And it should be recognized as a USB controller. So if you guys happen to have a radio that doesn't have a USB port for plugging in for simulators, like a Spectrum radio, there might be others out there. If you haven't had that particular type of radio, then this is a great solution. You can just use the receiver you have and use either S-Bus, PPM, or PWM to send your channels over wirelessly, and you don't have to have any cluttered cables connected to your transmitter. This also works obviously for Taranis and other ones if you have the correct receivers, and it's a great way to not have any wires plugged into your transmitter, for example. Maybe you have a bad USB port or something like that. This is a great solution. Anyway guys, I'll put a link in the description for this product, and let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.